I wanted to showcase this cooling wall that we built. The Cuna Center is an arts and ecology nonprofit in the Hill Country. We worked with an architect intern to build a wall out of clay breeze blocks that would use both water and the dominant breeze to cool our screened porch. My architecture intern and I took a trip to a local waterfall, and when we were there we were looking for inspiration. And one thing, we had originally designed the wall without these, but when we were at the waterfall we saw that the rocks were jutting out and plants were growing over them, and we thought, oh man, how do we figure out how to do that? So we can use this larger opening here to place some clay pots in there and create a way to kind of give that more natural feeling that what we saw at the waterfall, and kind of the water dripping off in different ways. And the really cool thing about these breeze blocks is that they have the right kind of size that as air flows through, you can just, the natural breeze as it comes through, it's just cooled by the constriction itself. And then another cool thing about unglazed clay is that as the clay goes from a state of wet to dry, it cools itself. So this is sort of like a glorified swamp cooler. It works really well in dry climates. The best that we've gotten is about 11 degrees cooling effect, which is pretty significant. It'll take us on a dry, breezy day from 100 down to the high 80s, so it's pretty nice to not have any, almost no electricity used, very, very little used to do that. Rainwater is collected in this basin off this roof here, and then we pump the water from, there's a little small pump at the end of this basin, and it comes up through one of these steel pipes here, and it goes through the top. And so we're recycling rainwater, and the rainwater kind of waters this wall of succulents and ferns, and it's very pretty. We also kind of think that just the sound of water has a cooling psychological effect, so yeah, the steel support beams were pretty important. So I have 3 placed along, and they go all the way into the ground a couple of feet, so they're anchored in. And then this is so much concrete and weight that these go through that as well. By the time I had built this structure, I realized this was a very large foundation that this would be just fine to be on top of. So it was labor intensive. I didn't think it was that difficult. It was, it was August when I did it, so it was hot, but I did it myself. It's doable. Oh, it was a prototype. We weren't even sure if it was going to work. So one of the main things is we just clean it up a bit, have the metal custom made. We would do a little better on the pipe that we were running through. We just took a PVC pipe and drilled small holes in it, but there's, pre-made things that you can get that would make this drip more even. The other thing is I can't control the drip on both sides, so I was thinking in terms of making this basin that would collect rainwater here, but I should have put it on the other side as well so that I would catch more of the drips that are coming on the back side and recirculate from both directions. But those are the main things.